Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is regarding the Kohen Gadol La'asad Lavai. Who is going to be the Kohen Gadol La'asad Lavai? Who? Do we know who the Kohen Gadol is going to be? So here's the thing. It's not so pashut. Huh? It's not so pashut. First, there's a Sifri. The Sifri says, the Pasuk in Parshas Tetzaveh says, V'hilbashta oisam es Aaron achicha, that Moshe Rabbeinu should put on the clothing of the Kohen Gadol, his brother Aaron, and then the pasuk concludes V'kianu li, and it'll be a Kohen for me. And the Medrash there says Kol Mokim Shenem Ali Harei Zakayim Loilam. When the Torah uses the expression of li, it means that it's forever. So that means that the kahuna of Aaron is a kahuna forever. How is it a kahuna forever? Because La'asad Lavai by Tchias HaMeisim, Aaron is going to be the Kohen Gadol. That's a Sifri on the pasuk in Parshas Tetzaveh. There's a Gemara in Sanhedrin in the sugya of Tchias HaMeisim. So there the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Minayin l'Tchias HaMeisim en HaTorah. From where do I know that there's Tchias HaMeisim? Where do I see a pasuk in Chumash that tells us about Tchias HaMeisim? Shenemar, because it says, Unesatem mimenu es trumas Hashem la'Aaron HaKohen. And you should give truma, mitzvah of truma, to who? To Aaron HaKohen. So the Gemara asks, V'chi Aaron lo'ilam kayam? Is Aaron living forever? Aaron never entered Eretz Yisrael that it would be possible to give him truma. The mitzvah of truma, maisris, all the mitzvahs of Tluyis Ba'aretz began only after he entered into Eretz Yisrael. And Aaron never went into Eretz Yisrael. So why does the pasuk say La Aaron HaKohen? Ela melamed. So rather, this pasuk is teaching me she'asid lichyais, that Aaron HaKohen will stand up for Tchias HaMeisim. V'Yisrael noistim lo truma, and then Yidden will give him truma. Mikan l'Tchias HaMeisim en HaTorah. From here you see that Tchias HaMeisim is en HaTorah, as Aaron HaKohen then will get the truma. So in this Gemara, it just tells you that Aaron HaKohen will be receiving truma La'asad Lavai. It doesn't clearly say in this Gemara though that Aaron will be the Kohen Gadol. He'll be a Kohen, not necessarily the Kohen Gadol. But l'chayre from the Sifri, where it says V'kianu li, they'll bash doisim as Aaron Achicha V'kianu li, and there it's talking about dressing Aaron HaKohen with the 8 begodim of a Kohen Gadol, and it says that li means that it's forever. That l'chayre indicates that Aaron HaKohen will be the Kohen Gadol La'asad Lavai. And this is something that very often in Sichos, especially in the later years, when the Rebbe spoke about La'asad Lavai, Moshiach, and Tchias HaMeisim, the Rebbe would say, Aaron HaKohen, Moshe Aaron Imaim, and Aaron's going to be the Kohen Gadol. That's one source. So we know who's going to be the Kohen Gadol. It's going to be Aaron HaKohen. But on the other hand, there's the famous Nevuah in Yecheskel, where it describes the structure of the Beis HaMikdash. A few kapitlich there, it goes through the different details of the structure of the Beis HaMikdash. And there in the Psukim, it says pretty clearly that who's going to be the Kohen Gadol La'asad Lavai? None other than the Navi Yecheskel himself. The Eibusha tells Yecheskel he was a Kohen. Yecheskel ben Buzi was a Kohen. And the Eibusha tells him that he is going to be the Kohen Gadol La'asad Lavai. So now we have another source telling us that Yecheskel will be the Kohen Gadol, not Aaron HaKohen. It's the second source. A third source for who's going to be the Kohen Gadol La'asad Lavai. So it says in Oirat Torah, there's a maimer from the Tzemach Tzedek, and the Tzemach Tzedek there says as follows. This is the lashon that the Tzemach Tzedek says in the maimer: La'asad Lavai sheyiyu haLeviyim kayanim. In the time to come, so the Leviyim will become kayanim. We once spoke about that. I gave an arichas geshir about that here once. Kain karev adavar. It's logical to conclude, it makes sense to say, Asher Moshe Rabbeinu olav hashalom, shehu gam kein Levi, yi a Kohen Gadol. Moshe Rabbeinu, which is a Levi, he will be a Kohen, but not only a Kohen, but he will be a Kohen Gadol. So over here, the Tzemach Tzedek, and then the Tzemach Tzedek writes that it's pretty clear in Kisvei Arizal this is what's going to happen. That Moshe Rabbeinu, La'asad Lavai, will be the Kohen Gadol. So here it says Moshe Rabbeinu will be the Kohen Gadol. No? So we have so far Aaron HaKohen will be the Kohen Gadol, the Navi Yecheskel, or Moshe Rabbeinu will be the Kohen Gadol. Then there's a fourth source. Right, so Moshe Rabbeinu served as a Kohen Gadol by the Shiva Simei Meluim for 7 days, And then there's a machlokes in the Gemara whether after those 7 days he was not a Kohen Gadol anymore, or he continued being the Kohen Gadol, he continued having a status of Kohen Gadol, even though Aaron HaKohen is the one that served in the Mishkan, but only his descendants were not Kohen. But he himself remained a Kohen. He wasn't a Kohen Gadol, but he remained a Kohen. His descendants weren't Kohenim. Yeah, so Moshe Rabbeinu did serve as a Kohen Gadol, for sure, L'Kula Alma, at a certain point in time. Yeah, correct. No, so why are you saying that in connection to the fact that it was a Kohen Gadol?
Saying how could he be a Kohen if you took care of the bones?
No, that he became a Kohen Gadol later. After Matan Torah. After Matan Torah. Then there's a fourth source, also based on Kisvei Arizal, where it says an amazing thing. The Arizal says that the pasuk Tzadik Katomor Yifrach, a Tzadik that sprouts like a date tree. So the Medrash says, it says in Kisvei Arizal, that Tzadik Katomor Yifrach is Soife Teves Kairach. Kuf Reish Ches. Soife Teves Kairach. And what this is referring to is Lasid Lavai. Lasid Lavai Tzadik Katomor Yifrach, and Kairach will be a Kohen Gadol. Kairach will be Peireach, he will rise even above Aaron, or maybe equal to Aaron. But whatever it is, he'll be a Kohen Gadol, Lasid Lavai. And this was actually the reason, one of the reasons, that Kairach came to argue with Aaron HaKohen, because he saw the future that he's going to be Lasid Lavai, Kohen Gadol. It says in the Torah speaks about this. He saw the Lasid Lavai, what he's going to be. So therefore, he wanted to bring that status that he was going to have in the future, even while the Yidden were in the Midbar. So here it says that Lasid Lavai, Kairach will be a Kohen Gadol. There's one of the Mefarshim that says in the Gemara in Sanhedrin, there's the famous Gemara in Sanhedrin that talks about the fact that the different people that don't have a chelik lo'olam haba. So one of the categories of people that it says there in the Gemara is Adas Kairach ein lem chelik lo'olam haba. The congregation of Kairach does not have a portion in the world to come. So the diuk is, the Gemara says Adas Kairach, the congregation of Kairach. How about Kairach himself? Doesn't say. Adarabah, Kairach himself, he's going to be in Olam Haba, he's going to be a Kohen Gadol. Unbelievable. So Kairach is going to be the Kohen Gadol. So it comes out of all of this that we have over here 4 different sources regarding who is going to be the Kohen Gadol Lasid Lavai. How's this going to work? Aaron HaKohen, Moshe Rabbeinu, Cheskel ben Buzi, and Kairach. How does this work? Who's going to be the Kohen Gadol? Are they all going to be Kohen Gadol together at the same time? Are they going to rotate in different times?
Today you have Rebbe's who have 12 children, so the Rebbe wants the Rebbe from the
So how's it going to work? But there's only one base on Mikdash. That's the challenge. There's one. Well, Lasid Lavai, like it says. It says that one of the things that Moshe Rabbeinu told Kairach, Ein lanu ela, we have one base on Mikdash and one Kohen Gadol. Lasid Lavai, it looks like there'll be 4. So the question is, maybe that's a possibility. Is it even shaykh to have? Maybe you could have more than one Kohen Gadol. Who said that it only has to be one Kohen Gadol? Maybe there could be more than one Kohen Gadol. So here's the thing. There's a beferish halacha that the Rambam also paskins this, that you can't appoint 2 Kohenim Gedolim at the same time. Can't. There's only one Kohen Gadol. No 2 Kohenim Gedolim at the same time. And that's even if you appoint them at different times. Not only if you can't appoint 2 together, but even if you appoint them at different times, 2 Kohenim Gedolim cannot serve together in the Beis HaMikdash. Huh?
Rotation schedule.
No rotation schedule, and no, right. There's no, the Rambam paskins it in Hilchos Klei HaMikdash, I think. So there can't be 2 Kohenim Gedolim at the same time. So the pshat over here is it will be different tkufas. Chatchil it'll be Aaron HaKohen, then maybe Moshe, and then it'll revolve from there. It's one possibility. I didn't see a pshat in this, how this is going to be. But there's another possibility that maybe they will be all 4 together at the same time. Because there's a sikha where the Rebbe discusses, Chelik Lamed Aleph, the Rebbe discusses in Avu and Shmuel, where it says that in the time of Shmuel there were 85 Kohanim that were wearing an ephod. Ephod bad. Not exactly the ephod that the Kohen Gadol wears in the Beis HaMikdash as part of the Shemona Begadim, but there were these 85 Kohanim that were Nevi'im, And in order to demonstrate to everybody who they were and the nevuah that they had, they wore an ephod bad. Ephod. So the Rebbe there asks, l'chayre, just like we say you can't have more than one kohen gadol, l'chayre, similarly, you have over here 85 different people. They're all wearing an ephod. Does it not fall under the same category, similar to this idea that you can't have more than one kohen gadol? So the Rebbe says, no. There's Yerushalmi. And Yerushalmi says, why can't you have more than one kohen gadol? Mishum Eva. Because it's a competition. There's a certain competition between them, and it brings Eva. Literally, the word Eva means a hatred. But even if it's not literally a hatred, but just the fact that there's two Kainim Gedolim, there brings a certain competition between them, so you can't appoint two Kainim Gedolim at the same time. That's what it says in Yerushalmi. Which means that this idea that you can't have more than one Kohen Gadol is not a chayk. It's a milsa b'taimer. There's a reason for this. That there shouldn't be an Eva between them. There's one leader in the Beis HaMikdash. There's one person that's the ultimate top authority that's in charge of all what's going on in the Beis HaMikdash. There's one Kohen Gadol, and there's one person that wears the Shemainim Begadim, one person that enters into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. There's no two people that are on the top leadership in the Beis HaMikdash. Shem Eva. That's what it says in Yerushalmi.
Also, a shliach tzibur can have someone that he's with a machlekes in the shul itself.
Yeah.
Same thing maybe the Kohen Gadol. He can't have a machlekes with someone else. The chibah kol ha'am, and if he has a eva, after that's not.
So it takes away his koyach of being a Kohen Gadol the way he's supposed to. When there's another person. I hear what you're saying. No, so the Rebbe says in the Sichev, so in the case when you had 85 Nevi'im that were wearing an ephod bad, because they were on such a high level, Ruach HaKodesh, even Nevuah, so it's not shaykh the whole union of Eva. Eva is shaykh by Stama Kohen Gadol, but that doesn't have that darga of Nevuah, so there's a chashash, there's a concern of Eva, and you can't have two at the same time. But if you have people that are on the level of Nevi'im, there's no issue of Eva. That's what the Rebbe says in the Sikha there. So if that's the case, l'chayre, it's possible to say, loss of love, the same thing. Moshe Rabbeinu, Aaron HaKohen, with Kairach, and Yechezkel ben Buzi, everybody together, and then there'll be no Eva. There'll be no competition. Right? And then Kairach won't fight with Moshe. Everyone will have their space, and they'll have to figure out how to divide the Aveda. The certain things that the Kohen Gadol does in the Beis HaMikdash, they'll have to figure out how to divide the Aveda and what to do, but maybe it's possible that there should be 4 Kainim Gedolim Lasad Lave. Huh? There's no Inyan of Eva. Lasad Lave B'chlal, it says, that by everybody. There'll be no kinnan, no tachris, no jealousy, no competition. For sure, when you have such individuals like Moshe, Aaron, and Kairach, and Yechezkel and Navi, there'll be no Eva. So there could be 4 Kainim Gedolim Lasad Lave. Everybody can go to the Kohen Gadol that he has, if it's more of a connection to, and everyone has their Kohen Gadol. Maybe that's possible. But still, maybe let's look at one specific detail here. The Kohen Gadol, of course, is special in many ways, in contrast to other Kohanim. He has to wear Shemainim Begadim. There are certain things that the Kohen Gadol has to bring a carbon mincha in the Beis HaMikdash every day. Then there's, of course, one of the main things that the Kohen Gadol does is the Avodah of Yom Kippur. The Avodah of Yom Kippur, entering into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. That's a special schus and an inyan that's only for the Kohen Gadol. He has to be prepared 7 days, and he wears the big day lovan, and he does the Avodah Yom Kippur. So now here you have 4 Kohanim Gedolim. So how does it work? Could you have each one of them doing a part of the Avodah of Yom Kippur? Or they have to make a rotation each year Yom Kippur, another Kohen Gadol is going to do the Avodah of that year Yom Kippur. It's one person that does the Avodah for the whole Yom Kippur that year. The next year someone else. How is this going to work? I think this is something we're going to have to wait and see. But there's another detail to this, which is the special inyan that a Kohen goes into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So there's a medrash that says that it says that Aaron HaKohen goes into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, it's not only on Yom Kippur Dafka. Specifically Aaron HaKohen, was allowed to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim whenever he wanted, as long as he does and brings the karbanos that's described in Parshas Achrei, all the details to do with the Ketaitis and everything. He fulfills everything that it says in the Parsha. So then he can go into the Kodesh HaKadoshim whenever he wishes. The Medrash describes once a day, twice a day, whenever he wants, as long as he's Makayim, the things that it says in the Parsha there. And B'Pashtus, the Pshat in the Medrash there is that this is a special schus that Aaron HaKohen has. Okay? So, if this is the case, so then, even if there's going to be 4 Kainim Gedalim Lasad Lavai, but still Aaron HaKohen will stand out in this sense that he will have this unique right and this ability to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim whenever he wishes. In the Torah it says Dabar al Aaron. This is a specific thing, a specific right and a reshus that only Aaron HaKohen had. The Medrash is medayik there because it only writes in Parshas Achrei about Yom Kippur following all the karbanos. It doesn't start off saying about Yom Kippur and then it says on Yom Kippur bring all these karbanos. It talks about that not like Nadav and Avihu that entered without making the proper preparations. These are the steps. This is the karbanos and the ketayros you have to bring in order to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. And then later on it says, and this is to be done on Yom Kippur. So therefore it's mashma that it can be done every on Yom Kippur. You have an obligation to do this. But if you want to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, if Aaron HaKohen that is, wants to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, he could always go in whenever he wants. As mashma. So this may be an advantage that Aaron HaKohen would have, even if we'll say that there'll be 4 Kainim Gedalim at the same time. But there's another pshat in this medrash though. Not everybody agrees to this pshat in the medrash. The Meshech Chochma and others write that the pshat in this medrash that it says that Aaron HaKohen could go in whenever he wishes is not because a special milah that Aaron has, and it's not a special permission that was given to him. Rather, what the medrash is saying is that Moshe Rabbeinu was speaking to Aaron HaKohen when the Yidden were in the Midbar. When the Yidden were in the Midbar and there was an Onon, he brings another medrash where it says clearly that when the Yidden were in the Midbar, there was a certain Gilui of Shechina in the Mishkan that it was even more than the first and second Beis HaMikdash, because there was always a Onon on top of the Beis HaMikdash. And when the Yidden traveled, that Onon lifted up, and the Yidden traveled and followed the Onon. So this is a special Gilui Shechina that existed when the Yidden were in the Midbar that they didn't have later. So the fact that Aaron HaKohen has the right to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim whenever he wishes was a special Inyan Dafke then, mitzad the special Kedusha that was there then. It was given this permission to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Not
Moshe also has schools to have this on after.
to have
Schools to have on
the Anon, a cloud.
after Aaron passed away.
Yeah, correct. So according to this pshat, that cloud that was above the Mishkan was there.
Permission to go anytime. So
It was there even after Aaron HaKohen passed away. And then his son, Elazar, becomes the Kohen. And according to this, even his son, Elazar, could also enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim whenever he wishes. In the Midbar, there was a special reshus, a special permission granted. There was a special Gilui Shechina, so there was a special invitation. There was a special Inyan then that they were able to go into the Kodesh HaKadoshim anytime. But in the first base and second base of Mikdash, when you didn't have such a level of Gilui Shechina like it was in the Mishkan, so then you can't enter into Kodesh HaKadoshim besides once a year on Yom Kippur. So Lasad Lavai, Aaron HaKohen doesn't have any advantage over any of the other Kohanim Gedalim. Right? And L'chayre Lasad Lavai also, you could only enter into the base of Mikdash once a year on Yom Kippur.
Higher, then maybe there'll be an Anon then. I don't know.
Exactly. So it says in the Sephor note there in the Pasuk says that La'asad Lavai, the Gilui of the Shechina, will be even greater than the Mishkan. And it's pretty obvious to assume that, and it's to understand that the greatest Gilui of Shechina that will be in the third Beis HaMikdash more than the Mishkan, first or second Beis HaMikdash. But he brings a pasuk where it says, "Vani la'choimas eish saviv," that there will be a wall of fire surrounding the Beis HaMikdash. Not only a cloud, which represents one level of Gilui Shechina, but a greater level of Gilui Shechina, a choimas eish saviv. So definitely then the Kohen Gadol will have the right to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim whenever he wishes. But according to this pshat of the Meshech Chochma, it's not a specific inyan for Aaron HaKohen. For any Kohen Gadol, because of the special Kedusha that there is in the Mishkan and in the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, will have the right to enter into the Kodesh HaKadoshim at any time.
Doesn't the Medrash say it's so special Kohen Beis and Yerushalayim Kohen Yisrael, and next Kiddush Kadoshim Kohen, like also will be mispashed.
The Beis Hamikdash will be mispashed in the whole Yerushalayim.
The Kodesh Kodashim also will be mispashed.
Over the whole, maybe I don't remember. Al Kolpanim, so that's the conclusion here. So what comes out from this whole Indian? That there'll be we have 4 different sources who will be the Kohen Gadol Asad Lavai. And it's not clear how this is going to work. Are they all 4 going to be at the same time? Are they going to be at different time periods? Is there going to be a rotation? If they'll be at the same time, how is this going to work?
How come Torah, after all that, he becomes a Kohen Gadol?
Yeah. Ich gewinnt kein pashter Mensch. Kairach was no simple man. His machlekes with Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron HaKohen gewinnt gar hohe Sachen, great holy machshavas that he had. Now, and I'm not justifying what Kairach did. I'm just saying there's a famous word that I think Udi Yismach Moshe said it. That he was there. He remembers being there Peshas Maisa, and he was confused which side to take. It wasn't pasha to see which side to take. The fight was so.
This comes up these 4 and that's it.
Because if L'Asad Lavai, Aaron HaKohen will stand up Tchias HaMeisim, Moshe Rabbeinu, and Yecheskel HaNavi, L'Chayred will stand up Chaim Nitzchim, so there won't be any need to exchange them for any other Kohen Gadol. How? What? It'll be a lifetime appointment. A lifetime appointment. No?
How were these other 3 chosen? Aaron, okay, we know. How were the other ones chosen? Who chose them?
Why dafka them?
I'm saying what
L'Asad
criteria?
Lavai.
We said there was different opinions. The 3 other ones.
Right.
What constitutes making a guy from a Kohen to a Kohen Gadol? What's his credentials? What does he have to?
Okay, there's a process how to anoint a Kohen Gadol. There's a Moshiach to anoint a Kohen Gadol.
Yeah, once the guy is picked, so you have
Right,
to do
you have
it.
to
How do you
right.
pick him? How does he get chosen? What does he?
Moshe Rabbeinu initially was the Kohen Gadol.
He was a Kohen Gadol,
First
right?
and he had to appoint Aaron. But how did the other ones come?
And Yecheskel was a Kohen. I don't think he was a Kohen. I don't think he was a Kohen
Kohen.
Gadol. So L'Asad Lavai, the Eibusher will anoint him to be a Kohen Gadol. And the same thing Kairach. So steht da.
What about those people who are waiting for basically Kohen Gadol to leave the Irmelochet?
To leave what?
Irmelochet.
Ari Miklat, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Well, L'Asad Lavai, I mean, there is a whole separate sikh of the Rebbe about that there will be a Miklat L'Asad Lavai.
There will be extra 3.
So, right. Yeah, exactly. So the Rebbe's but what's going to be the need for Ir Miklat L'Asad Lavai? That's a very good question. Oh, the person stays in Ir Miklat, Ad Moisa Kohen Gadol. Tchias HaMeisim, Aaron Kohen will stand up immediately, and he will be the Kohen Gadol, and then he will be Chaim Nitzchim, and there won't be any. So when will be the Moisa Kohen Gadol? Very good question. There's another question also regarding the L'Asad Lavai, when there'll be Tchias HaMeisim, and all the Kohenim of all generations will get up. The Mishmares of the Kohenim, how a Kohen is going to get to serve in the Beis Hamikdash maybe once in his lifetime, if even that. There'll be so many Kohenim from all the generations waiting to serve in the Beis Hamikdash. There'll also be so many Yidden from all the generations. How is this? So how is it going to fit in? How is it all going to work? No, you're preparing. Okay. Mamish.